Welcome to Step Up to Rise Up, the show dedicated to you, women who know they are called for more, called to reach higher and operate from the very best version of themselves, their best self, and chase after those dreams that are placed deep within their heart. I'm your host, Linda Nelson, and I'm a belief mindset coach. And this week, I thought I would pop on really quick as we're celebrating the 4th and thinking about all of our freedoms that we have. Along with freedoms come responsibility. And I've been thinking a lot about the freedoms that we have, not only as we celebrate our Independence Day, but also the freedoms that we have in our life. You know, you have the freedom to choose so many things. And for those of you who are empty nesters or thinking about or entering into or are already in that chapter called retirement, you finally get a chance to make some choices based on what you want. And as women, we often don't even take the time to think about some of those questions. And so we've talked a lot about thoughts of late and how negative thoughts can stop us from pursuing those dreams that we have, that calling that God is calling us higher to. And we can choose our thoughts. We can take them captive, and we are transformed by the renewing of our mind. Everything starts in the mind. And you've heard me speak of that before. That's why I'm so passionate about making sure that when you go after your dreams, when you start operating from your best self, that you start with the proper mindset. It is so important. So as we were thinking, or as I was thinking about freedoms and that freedom to choose, we get to this point in our life where we get to choose. We get to make some choices based on what we want. But if you're anything like me, it was like the first time I didn't have to think about anyone else but myself. And so that can be kind of daunting. And it's almost like going back to making those choices back when we first started school. Like, what do I want to be when I grow up, if you will? And sometimes those choices just seem too many. And often we go about life and the choices we make are dictated by circumstances, by people, by what life throws at us. And so if you're new to this chapter of your life where you're transitioning into empty nesting or retiring, this can be a very exciting time for you. It can also be scary, filled with fear. And what am I going to do with the rest of my life? Am I going to have enough money to live out my life? Do I want to take a chance on myself and start that business I've always thought about doing? Those are some big questions. And if you've been kind of settling for life and that joy just isn't in your life like you thought it would, it probably means that you haven't really thought about your purpose and your calling. And so I want to encourage you to think about that and to discover that. And if you need help, I'm just a quick phone call away to see if there's some things that I can help you with. What I've determined in working with people, and I was in this camp myself, I wanted to do something that had been in my heart for a really long time, and that was to go into life coaching, specifically mindset coaching. And I didn't believe in myself. I lacked the confidence. I just wondered if there was anybody that would want to listen to anything that I have to say. And then I realized that that's a heart's desire that was placed in my heart, and I needed to pursue it. But I lacked belief in myself. And so with the help of some coaches and learning some new things to really take stock of myself, I began that journey to believing in myself. And now, as I've added onto that some neuroscience coaching tools that really help unlock some of what's in our way as it relates to our belief in ourself, it has just made such a difference. And I am passionate and want that for you too. So, we're going to be talking more this month about belief. In my work with clients, I find a common denominator is a couple of things. Number one, it's rare for women to ask themselves, what do I want with my life? And just because I want it, does that mean I can have it? And the answer is yes. You just need someone to help you with those tough questions, to help you determine your gifts, to help you find your purpose and live that life of joy and meaning that you can in this last chapter. And I don't mean to be maudlin by last, but this truly can be your best chapter ever because you're getting clarity on what you want and you're really looking at what is God calling me to do in this chapter. And what I find is that, as I said, number one, people lack clarity. They just haven't asked themselves some of those questions. And the second thing is they just don't believe in themselves. And so what I do is I provide that belief for you. I borrow you my belief in you until you're ready to believe in yourself. And with these neuro coaching tools, we can knock out and replace those limiting beliefs that you have, those old stories that are playing in your head, and we can get rid of those once and for all. And those goals that you set, that life that you want, I don't want you to settle. I want you showing up in the world with your very best self, living your very best life, believing in all that you are and all that you're capable of doing. Your potential is unlimited. And I want you to see in yourself what I see in you when I help you uncover your gifts. So, as you're thinking about all your freedoms this week as we celebrate the 4th of July, think about your own freedoms and what you get to choose now. What is it you want? What do you want to do with this chapter of your life? And show up as your very best self, living your best life. I am passionate about helping each and every one of you get exactly that. So if you struggle, if you're overwhelmed, you're unmotivated, you've tended to just settle for life and just take what it gives you, that's not living your best life. Reach out to me. You can comment with the word believe, and let's have a conversation. I'm going to be focusing on belief the month of July. We're going to talk about some things we can do to increase that belief in yourself. And when you have confidence and clarity, honestly, you can be unstoppable and have that life you've always dreamed of. So bye for now. Think about again what it is you want and the freedom that you have to choose what this chapter will look like for you. And if you need help along the way, I'm just a message or phone call away. Bye for now. Happy 4th, and celebrate all your freedoms this week.